Welcome to the Comfy Couch Podcast, folks. My name is Marcus.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Jake.
And today we got with us the owner of ABQ Ax, as well as one of her wonderful employees, Heather. If you guys want to say hi.
Hello. Hello.
Alrighty. I'm going to let you start because I know you have some questions, some very interesting questions. So I'll let you start.
All right. Well, I'm grabbing that.
Sorry. We're not going to hold hands.
No, we're not. All right. Anyways, I want to know how you came up with like a market in Albuquerque that I've never really seen before. I've never seen axe throwing as a sport, but like as a thing you do in New Mexico, like nonetheless, you know what I mean? You come out here, you think about a lot of hiking and stuff like that. I've never been around axe throwing, so what's the real story behind coming here?
Well, I've never been around axe throwing myself. 4 years ago, 2017, my business partner and I were traveling in Poland, in Krakow, and we accidentally came across an axe room. But on accidentally, we came across a axe room, and it was just bizarre. I mean, we saw these European men. You know, I thought I hit the jackpot, thinking, "Oh my God, where are these men all these men were coming down." I was going to the restroom, and all of a sudden I see all these European good-looking men coming down the stairway. I go, "Oh my gosh, I hit pot of gold here. This restroom is awesome." But did they go to the restroom? No, they kept going, and I couldn't figure out well, where are they going? And so I, of course, good-looking men. I followed.
She creeped him.
Don't blame me.
And all of a sudden, they were throwing hatchets, and it was just, and they were having fun. They were drinking beer. They were just having a hoot. And asked my business partner, "Hey," and I went upstairs. I go, "You got to come downstairs. There's people throwing axes." He's like, "And you have my little boy down there?" I go, "Yes, and he's enjoying it." And so she came downstairs, and we watched, and they were just having a blast. So the following day, we decided to try it, and we fell in love with the sport, and we decided to bring it to Albuquerque. So we were there on June of 2017, and we opened ABQ Ax on November 2017. So it just happened just like that.
Did you know prior to that there was other places that had axe throwing as well?
We did not. Once we started doing our research, there was 4 axe rooms in the U.S. at the time.
Okay.
Boston, Chicago, and Philadelphia. And we were like the top 5 to open an axe room in the U.S. And as soon as we opened, it just exploded in the U.S.
I could tell on Jake's face he didn't know that.
I did not know that.
I don't think I knew that either. I thought that it was more popular than when it was. Because it seems like after you guys opened and it kind of took off here, I started seeing so many more places around the U.S. just like axe throwing everywhere. I've seen it in like Arizona. I think I recently seen it in Texas or Cali. And then I just found out recently that there's a competitive league, and that's been, I think, on ESPN too.
Yes.
There's been like a whole entire league on
Hold
it.
up.
And so we had made a video in September. And so I think a lot of us kind of got to see like what it takes to do, like to throw an axe accurately. And it's not as easy as it looks. I know that at some point, like you get it, like the more repetitive that you do it. But like for me, it wasn't easy. It's kind of hard to kind of put it right in that little black circle because that's what do you call that? The bullseye.
The bullseye.
Yeah. So what I wanted to ask is our podcast. Recently, we've been focusing more on local businesses. So I wanted to ask you from the get-go, what do you think separates your business from everybody else's business? I know axe throwing is something unique, but what do you think if you were trying to convince somebody that your business is one of the top 5 in Albuquerque, what would you tell them?
Well, it's all about customer service. I think every single customer that comes in here, I want them to enjoy the experience. You know, in a unique sport like this, people, it is difficult. But my goal is, at least if you just stick it once, I'm happy, and the customer's going to be happy. My number one priority is customer service, making sure the customers are having fun, and they're enjoying it, and they're going to come back. You engage with them, and it's just amazing. The thrill of just sticking the axe to the board, to the target, is just amazing. It's just a feeling you cannot describe.
It is. We've done it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fun feeling when you like hit that bullseye. Cause especially, so we did a video. If people don't know, we did it in September of 2020. Which thank you again, because that was a lot of fun. But we did it in September of 2020. If you want to go check it out, I think I'll put a link down somewhere. It'll either be in like the description or on the video itself. But we did a video in September of 2020, and we kind of had like our own little tournament, I would say.
Yes.
But it is like a very like satisfactory feeling of hitting that bullseye. And what makes it like even more satisfactory is that little green dot, which I didn't know about up until we did that
The
video.
clutch.
Yeah, the clutch, which is like
Clutch.
very hard because it's like that big of a circle. It's like very, I don't know if you can see
It's
it, CJ.
smaller now than it was back in
Is it?
September
Yes.
too.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know if you can see it, CJ, if you want to zoom in, but it's a little green circle on top, and it's extremely hard to hit that. I think you hit it once.
I hit it a few times, yeah.
Did you? And I know that
Spoiler alert, I won the tournament.
you did not win the tournament.
I didn't.
You did good. You were in the semifinals.
Same vibe.
But it was good. So if you guys want to check that video, go ahead. But go ahead, Jake. I know you were going to say something.
Oh, now that I know that there's like a whole thing, how do you become a professional axe thrower?
You just come here and practice. I mean, Heather is my league coordinator, and she just started. This is pre-COVID. Her first league was before COVID hit, and we didn't even get to finish the championship.
Oh, no.
Because COVID hit, and that was her first season. And now we are down to, how many seasons have we done?
The season we just finished up was my 4th season. So my first time that I ever threw an axe was January of last year, January of 2020. First time in my life I'd ever thrown an axe. And you come in, and the first time you throw, you're like, this is a little scary. I'm throwing an axe. It's a deadly weapon. So it is a little scary at first, but, then you just get in. It's like any sport, it's a practice thing, and it's a repetition thing, and figuring out a routine and doing it the same way every single time. And that's a little different for every single person. There's no set one way to do it and be successful at it. So
Okay.
I'm going to try to be a professional athlete after all.
So now that you say that, it does bring up something that I wanted to ask you. So Tony here has never done this. He's never been axe throwing. So I know one of the things that he was worried about when we talked about coming over here was, I don't know how I feel about throwing an axe and knowing that it can bounce back and knowing that I could potentially like injure myself. So if you have someone that has those worries coming in for the first time, thinking like, well, I'm scared this is going to bounce back. And I know that you have the barricade, or not barricades, but you have them separated with the fence. So, obviously it's a good, what do you call it? Safety protocol.
Yeah.
So how would you make someone feel more comfortable throwing the axe? Because I know when you were teaching, you don't necessarily throw it hard. Like you're not supposed to launch it like with all your force.
Right.
You can just throw it with 30% of your power, and more than likely it'll stick. But if you have somebody with those worries that's never done it before, like Tony, how would you make Tony feel more comfortable about doing it?
Well, I always tell them, just like, don't worry. Just like, we're going to go through safety. We go through safety with everyone, and then we show them how to throw the axe properly, safely. And, our number one rule is do not throw it hard. It's not about power. It's all about technique. Just like playing golf. If you want to hit that ball with all your power, what's going to happen? You're going to slice it.
Yeah.
It's going to go everywhere.
Now I have a better understanding. Now that you I play golf, so
There you go.
I get that if I overpower the shit out of it, it's not gonna do what I want it to do.
It's not going to do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of
sa-
counterintuitive, yeah, because you
Right.
think it's an axe. I'm supposed to throw it hard,
Yeah.
but you got to realize, the axe itself has that weight to it. It does a lot of the work itself, and honestly, the slower and the lighter you throw the axe, the better success you're going to have at sticking it. So
Okay.
you don't have to muscle it at all.
That's
I've been playing golf wrong too.
You should see our I mean, if you come during our league nights, I mean, our league throwers just throw with finesse, and they throw so light with precision, and that's what you want.
okay.
And that's going to make you successful in our leagues.
all right.
To throw very light with precision, and she's my defending champion.
That's cool.
I'm coming. I'm
Two
coming for your
seasons in a
title.
row.
Yeah.
So do you consider yourself the best out of all the employees?
I'm on a good day, yeah.
On a
you practice. That's a lot of what I've been doing this last year. When we were shut down during COVID and building this place, that's what I was doing, 4 or 5 days a week as I was practicing. So, yeah, and I think some of it is just like natural ability for it, but, I've also been practicing my ass off. So, yeah, and it's starting to show, but, yeah.
So you're the one I got to come for.
It's me.
Exactly. And also, now that she mentioned about COVID, I got to give a shout out to all my league members. When COVID hit, of course, we all struggled. And all my league members, I mean, this is such a tight niche community, the axe throwing community. I mean, we support each other. And all my league members came in on their own time. I didn't even have to pay them. They painted, they laid tile for me, and they did so much work for me. And that takes, I never really got to thank Heather and all my league members. I didn't really thank them, bottom of my heart, what that meant to me. That was amazing.
And we were happy to do it because we're a family.
That's so cool.
We really truly are. It is, like she said, a pretty tight-knit community here in Albuquerque, and we're hoping to grow it. But, we want everyone to do really well. We want to grow it. We want everybody to do awesome because the more people we have, and the more people we have doing really well, the more people we can send to the championship up in Toronto. So that's the goal.
That's so cool. Coming in, you would have thought that, you had your own people, like your own employees, your own workers, whatever you want to say, like built this place themselves. But like hearing that you have such a loyal following that they are willing to do it for you out of their own time with nothing in return. I mean, that sounds like really, like, I don't know how you would say it. It's like just a really, really cool, nice thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like just that you have that following that they're willing to do it. And I've been to the first location that was down there on Broadbent, I think
Yes.
it is. And it's seeing an axe throwing place for the first time. It's really cool because we never had it. And obviously, like you said, there was only like 4 around the country. So seeing it and getting to try it is like definitely a very, very interesting experience. And then when I got here for the second time, before I even knew this was open, and then I think that the first time is when I came and we talked about doing the video here that we did in September. This place, honestly, is like super cool. Like, and I know that when I just came to come visit you, I told you that every time that I come in here is like the first time I come in here, because the decoration is cool. The fact that I don't think you had the logo last time, but the logo that you have now is really cool. Just the whole way that it's set, the whole way it's spread. It's like its own, how do I say it? It's like a very, I don't know the word. It's like just like a cool hangout place. Like it's somewhere where you feel like
It's like your own
homies.
backyard.
Yeah, basically.
With all the AstroTurf.
Like
and
if you're throwing
everything,
like a little barbecue.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll be real honest. I was, when I first came in here, I was expecting it to be like lumberjack themed. Like I feel like that's everyone's first perspective of this place is like, oh, everyone's gonna be dressed like a lumberjack.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you don't. It's not like that. It's just people that want to throw an axe and like try a new sport. That's all it really comes down to.
Yeah, it's all about the experience. People want to come here for the experience. Especially when it's something new like axe throwing.
Yeah.
You just got to make it fun.
Yeah.
And make it fun for people. Make them enjoy it. If they're not good axe throwers, you still want to make it fun for them.
Yeah.
And support them and guide them and teach them. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of customers that, they struggle. But we always, we're there to coach them, we're there to teach them, and we're there to support them to at least stick it one time.
Yeah.
That's what she did with me when I lost to Yoshi.
I do have a question though. So, what league do you guys go based off of? Do you go based off of like the overseas, or do you use like, is there an American system behind how you set up the boards and like the distances and everything else like that?
We belong to the IATF. It's called the International Axe Throwing Federation.
Okay.
And it's the Canadians that started this sport 14 years ago. And they were called Backyard Throwing League. This guy named Matt Wilson, Canadian in Toronto, he was, during the winter, they have hard winters. They have nothing going on over there. Yeah. So he just started throwing hatchets at his backyard. Then he invited friends. And then they started throwing. And then their friends and friends and friends started inviting. And before you know it, he had like 30 guys in his backyard. And then little light bulb went up. He's like, shoot, I should open in a business. Since I have like 30 guys throwing axes in my backyard,
Yeah.
I'm going to open a business. So now his business is called Backyard Throwing League.
Wow.
And he's the one that created the International Axe Throwing Federation. So we belong to their association, which is in Canada, in Toronto, Canada.
All right. I do have another question to back that up then. So how do you make your own boards out of like extra wood, or do they send you pre-made boards that
No,
come down?
I mean,
Okay.
we have to follow the specs of the IATF. They send us, all their spreadsheets.
There's a whole rule book of like how
Like even, like,
far
how
away
thick the
everything
wood
has
is
to
and
be from
everything?
each other, the thickness of the wood, not necessarily what type of wood you use, but yeah, we get the templates to actually paint it and everything. There's rules for how far away from the targets all of these lines have to be for lining everybody up. It's pretty stringent, the rules that we have to follow for setting up these lanes to
Yeah.
be able to say that we're a part of the IATF.
That's cool. The one thing that I could tell from the very times that we've interacted and that I've met you, and I think what separates you, yourself, Diana, as a business owner, is you're a very hands-on person. And a lot of the times when you encounter business owners, sometimes you rarely even see them. Sometimes if it's something like this where it's a very interactive kind of business, you really don't see them going around teaching like anybody if someone's struggling. But I've seen you every time I've been here, whether it's when we were recording or where I've been here for fun, because I've done this like just
Right.
with friends. But I've always seen you, and I've always seen you helping out when someone can't do it. Well, and it's not even something you have to do; it's something that you want to do to help somebody, perfect how to axe them. And I think that's really cool. And another thing I think is really cool is that you're a business owner that knows the history behind axe throwing. Like a lot of people, I don't want to like say a general population of business owners, but I mean,
Name someone.
It's no, it's no
Jeff
blast.
Bezos.
Put them on blast.
Just do it. Do it.
Yeah, we're gonna start blasting people. But I know a good amount of business owners that like really, like for lack of a better way to put it, could care less about like the history behind what they're doing. Like they're just doing it just to do it. And this is really fun, but your history behind it. Like you just told us how the league started, which I had no idea. Like that's how it started, but it makes total sense that it would start in a backyard with friends. Yeah, in Canada.
Yeah.
And I just think that's me personally being able to interact with you and talk with you the times that I did. I feel like those things very separate you from a lot of other business owners. So kudos
Well,
on
thank
that.
you.
She's the best coach too.
And
Whenever
I
we have
think-
someone come in that can't throw worth crap, we're
Yeah.
just like, I don't know what to do with this person. Everything I'm telling them isn't working. We're like, Diana, get over here. This person can't throw, and she will get them to throw.
She
and,
is.
and stick it.
And I
Every
think what's
time.
cool too is like she knows how to teach her employees to teach as well. Because when we did the video, I know you and Ashley were very desperately trying to teach me how to throw it. And like that's the one thing that's the one thing I didn't put on the video, but it was very funny because I could not get it. It kept bouncing back, it kept
He
hitting
kept
the
throwing
ground.
it too hard. I'm telling you.
I could not get it. But it wasn't the fact that you both were not teaching how to do it accurately. It's just I'm a dum-dum sometimes. I'm a very slow learner. But I think that's really cool that you expand your techniques to your employees who then, hand it down to some people that are first
I
timers.
appreciate that. I mean, it is like I've taught people in wheelchairs. I've taught people, with numerous disabilities, and they appreciate it. And it just makes them happy. If I see my customers happy, it makes me happy. That's my motto. It's like, customers happy, I'm happy. And all my employees need to understand that too. It's just like, and they do understand it. It's like I'm always on them, making sure it's like, are they doing okay? My customers doing okay? Are they sticking it? Are they sticking it? Help them out. Help them out. We don't want to hover over them, but we just want to make sure they have that experience.
I do have to ask. So, say you're a first timer, you come down here. How long is I don't know if you've asked this before, but how long is the first session? Like
An
for
hour.
An hour.
Mhm.
So if they pick it up within the hour, like is that realistically enough time to learn how to throw an axe? If I would say if you're like an average person, like Like you're,
An average dum dum.
yeah, you know what I mean. You get a little every day. You get a little lost, but you come back to it and you're like, oh, I know what I'm doing again. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean?
If you're not me, it'll take like 10 minutes.
Really?
Well, it's like if you play golf, it's so hard. You gotta don't lift your head, don't move your wrist, don't. It's like golf. You gotta practice. You have to practice.
There's a lot of things to
I'm
be
learning
thinking
so much
about,
about
like
golf
right
right
off
now.
the bat,
Right.
which is a part of why it's kind of overwhelming. But it's rarely that we have people come in that in that first hour don't start sticking the axe consistently. So it comes pretty quickly for, 98% of people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Marcus, you're at 2%.
I'm way below that. You can catch that on the video. Like, I couldn't get it. I really couldn't get it. And I remember the first 2 times I ever came and the broadband, I was sticking it so good. And then here, I could not get it. And I don't know if it was because we were in a tournament and I could not get the
But-
technique.
The nerves got to you.
But-
Nerves
yeah.
got to you, and nerves get to you. And
Yeah.
during leagues, I played in the last league season, and the nerves got to me.
Yeah.
The tension. That you want to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had $200 on the line. Remember that?
Yeah, we had $200 on the line too. And like that's the thing. It's
Ups
so
the ante
funny.
a little bit. Yeah.
It's like it's like time slows down in that moment when you release the axe all the way up until it hits the board. It like slows it, and you're like, oh no, I just threw that wrong. But, like it just goes through your head, and it's so weird how like you can pinpoint that if you think you're gonna get it, or if you don't think. I don't know. I really
No, it's
couldn't get
true.
it that
A lot
time.
of times you can tell, like, the second it leaves your hand, it's like, well, that was shit. Or
Yeah.
that's a good one. That's going to nail it. So,
Yeah.
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 I was going to say it's a 2% thing.
Yeah, I'm the 2%. I'll take that. But in the future, somewhere down the line, because I know some people had seen the video, and there were people that asked me like, "Where do you do that? Like, that's so cool." And I would tell them, "Oh, they just opened a new location. You should go check that out." And I know this is before you had that you lifted some more restrictions because it was still during COVID a little bit. So, but there was some people that did message me and ask me where we can do that because they didn't even know that this was here. And I was telling them it's super fun. It's a blast. Like even if you come with your family, friends, you can come with the coworker you hate. Like it's super fun. Like it's a really good experience. But before we get to the more nitty gritty about pricing and all that, I wanted to ask you, so coming up and first starting to build up the business, how long did it take? And what were some problems that you had coming up? Like, did you have any speed bumps along the way that really kind of took you a little bit more back or slowed the process down? How was that process going up to where you are now?
Well, like any other new business, you learn from your mistakes. And my business partner was like, I came from an insurance background, and she has an insurance background. What did we know about axe throwing? Nothing. And so we did a little market research. We flew to Chicago and did a little market research there. And there was two, one was the IATF, and one was another association called WADL, World Axe Throwing League. And we visited both axe rooms, kind of figured out, okay, we kind of incorporated the two business models together. And we did our own little thing. And we decided to go with IATF as opposed to the WATL. And, of course, you hit your obstacles in every new business. But when you overcome them, you learn from them, and you just move forward. I mean, we came through, oh my gosh, you should have seen, our first location. You've been to it. We had to modify it just to make it safely, more safe. And, it just takes experience to figure out, what's safe for our customers and how to interact with the customers and how to coach customers. I didn't know how to coach for the longest time. And my first experience was in Poland. My instructions were in Polish.
Oh.
So I didn't learn from that.
Everyone
It's
speaks
like,
Polish, though,
all
right?
So
Like-
I'm
You're like, I
and
don't
he's
speak
telling us
Spanish.
what to do, and we couldn't figure out what he was saying. But we just like, all right, and he's doing the movements. He's telling, it was difficult.
That's why she's a good teacher, because she had to
Yeah.
learn in a different language.
Yeah, it
That's-
was
yeah, you're
difficult
right.
for us to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then when we went to Chicago, we had a little bit more input, and we were only there for one day. So we didn't spend a lot of time. And then you just had to figure it out and work out the kinks, and here we are.
That's super cool. That must have been like a crazy experience to learn in a different language, an entirely different hobby.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Oh,
like
it was
learning a different
exhilarating.
language. I'd just get stressed and I'd be like, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna go sell popsicles or something. Like, I would get stressed. Before we move into the more nitty gritty, do you have any more questions before we move on?
No.
No. So, if you can tell us a little bit more about your pricing, because I know some people would like to know, like how you charge. If you charge by the hour, you charge by the game. Just seeing the different options you have available.
If you walk in, it's $20 an hour per person. With every single person, of course, we go through safety and throwing procedures, making sure everyone's knows how to throw the axe in a safely manner. And then we have a group event. You have to have 6 people or more in our group event, and that's $35 per person. And on the group event, you have your personal coach. They run games. They separate the teams into 2. They compete against each other, and at the end, you get to throw the full-size axe. The big axe.
The big, wow.
We call it the big axe.
So when we threw it, it was just like the tiebreaker, right?
Well,
Yes. Yeah.
you were playing a tournament, a league, and that's what Heather. She's my league coordinator, and she knows all about leagues.
That's right. Here we're pro.
Is there different weighted axes like to throw? Or well, I mean, not the big ones, not like the big ones, but like the hatchets, I guess, when you're learning.
So as far as the hatchets go, there are specific requirements that a hatchet has to meet for IATF. Anyway, for league play and stuff like that, it has to be within a certain weight, has to be within a certain length and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So in general, axes should be between 13 and 17 inches. So pretty big,
Yeah.
length difference there. And weight is between, they just changed it. It's 1 3/4 pounds and 2 3/4 pounds.
Oh,
So
I guess my question was more like, is it like bowling, where like if it's a different person, like obviously they're struggling to throw the hatchet or the axe, you give them, you're like, here's a little bit smaller one or here's a bit lighter one.
So when people do initially come in to throw, we do have heavier axes that we start everybody off on, just because it is a little bit easier for people starting out on.
Okay.
But we do have people that flat out cannot throw those big axes, so we will go and we will grab a league axe, basically, which is quite a bit lighter than the axes that we start people out on, and we'll put people on those axes. So
So I still have a lot of questions about how not tournaments, I guess, how the leagues go. So Heather, if you want to take more of the mic and explain a little bit how the leagues work, the
Sure.
rules of the league, and because I'm sure there's some people that are watching that are like, oh, I bet I can do that easy, and want to kind of test their skill set.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if you want to kind of explain more of how the leagues work, especially because I want to know. I'm not good at it, but I know Jake or I don't know if you remember Devin. He was the one that just kept
Oh,
hitting
yeah,
that bullseye.
he's good.
People like that, they have that skill. So if they want to join in on it,
yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah, so our leagues that we do are official with the IATF. So everybody that comes in and gets registered with the league, you also get registered with the IATF, which keeps track of all of your stats and everything and starts building your scores as a player. So all of our leagues are 8 weeks long. First 7 weeks is just what we call league play. So every single week you're coming in and you're basically throwing 4 matches every single week against other people in the league.
Okay.
With the purpose of getting you built up to having 28 games total for the season. And then that last week, the 8th week, is our end of season tournament. So which whoever takes that, top 4 people usually then get a bid to go up to Toronto for the championship.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's all different skill levels. We have people who come in who have only thrown like 1 or 2 times. We've got, people like myself who are, really trying to be the best that we can and actually qualify. We welcome anyone and everyone, and it's a ton of fun.
Is there a buy-in for the?
So cost for a whole 8-week season is $160.
Okay.
And that covers all of the material fees for the wood and everything for the entire season. And then whoever ends up, taking first, second, third in the tournament, there's a little bit of a cash win as well at the end. So yeah.
What's the cash prize usually?
It depends on how many people actually end up participating.
Okay.
So this last season, we had 19 people total actually participate. And first place took $300 at the end of it.
Nice.
So yeah, you have the potential to double what you put into it. So and we're trying to expand it. We're hoping to get above 30 people participating this next season, which starts on the 21st of July.
So is it starting back up, or the leagues
Yes.
have? Okay.
Yeah, so we do 4 leagues every single year. So we do winter, spring, summer, fall season.
Gotcha.
We basically do a season every single 3 months.
What are the days and times of games?
It's going to be Wednesday evenings starting at, I don't think we've really decided, 6 probably. So yeah.
Ish.
6-ish. But yeah, it's a ton of fun. And, even if you don't think you're very good at it, come and have some fun because it's a blast.
Are you the what do you call it? Like the boss level at the end? Do we got to defeat you after?
It's me. Yeah. I'm like Bowser at the end of Super Mario World.
Call me
It's
Mario.
Yeah.
She just comes out. She comes out of the restroom in a cape, and she's just ready to
Oh,
go.
you're giving me so many ideas. Yes.
That'd be really cool. I know.
Come out in a
that'd be-
cape that's just a big Canadian flag.
That'd be so cool. So, is this something you can do as a team, or like when you enter the league, is it an individual? Like
It's
thing?
individual. It's every person for themselves. As of right now, IATF doesn't have anything set up for team play. Maybe something coming up in the future because they did just add a couple of new things like big axe leagues and stuff like that, which we're hopefully going to get into at some point in time because it is a lot of fun. But yeah, as of right now, it's just each individual and building up your stats and building up your score.
Okay.
I was about to ask that. What's the different divisions like as far as going when you go to Toronto? Do they have different divisions or like?
Is it age groups, or how do they divide it?
No.
Oh, really?
Everyone's
So you're
together.
telling me
9-year-olds,
Men and
bro.
women, all you're just best of luck to you. See ya.
You're telling me my 8-year-old family member can go against a 30-year-old dude?
So youngest you can be is 18.
Oh,
you have to be
18,
at
okay,
least
okay.
18 to actually get registered with the
Okay.
IATF and start building your Collins rating is what they call it.
There's a lot of
So,
strong 18-year-olds. I don't put it past them.
Yeah, some stronger. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no doubt.
And you're also competing worldwide. All the axe rooms that are associated with the IATF, you're competing against everyone.
So they all come down to Canada.
Well, no, like Heather's the top 15% of probably of
Wow.
2,000 throwers.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's cool.
And
That's bragging
so
rights
you're
right there.
competing against Australia, against Poland, against Canada, against New York,
Wow.
Texas.
USA.
So you
USA.
can see all your stats where you're standing, where all those people that belong to the IATF.
That's crazy.
And
When you get that, when you're number one in the entire world.
That is correct.
yeah.
It is the
That's
International
crazy.
Axe
Yeah,
Throwing
yeah.
Federation.
And
It's
crazy.
across the world.
Yeah.
Yes,
Comes
So-
absolutely.
Heather, I have a-
Last year's winner, right before COVID hit, the first prize was from Toronto,
Okay.
and he took home $25,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is
That's it.
the
I'm
real
changing my
deal.
profession.
This is the real deal, bro. I know. Just quit right now.
Yeah. Total purse is $50,000, and I sent 2 of my guys here to Toronto, and they have 5 different venues that they're throwing. I mean, there's thousands of axe throwers from all over the country.
Okay.
And their venue alone, there was 8 different countries throwing.
Wow, that's crazy. So do you pay for them to go, or do they have to cover their own expenses?
I sponsored. That was our first tournament. I sponsored them. Just the kindness of my heart, because I wanted to.
Another thing that
represent
separates you?
Albuquerque. But they have to be on their own, or if they can get a sponsorship, from. A lot of axe throwers get sponsorship from local other businesses,
okay.
or from other like an axe maker like Cold
Okay.
Steel or anything like that.
Yeah.
They ask, it's like, hey, I'm going to the
Okay.
championship. Can you sponsor me?
I was gonna ask you that too. If axing gets sponsors the way like NBA player or NBA jerseys get sponsors like on their shirts or
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was wondering if Ax gets sponsors as well. That's really cool. So I have a question for Heather.
Sure.
So you're in the top 15%. Again, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
huge bragging rights. If I were you, I'd just be bragging that every day. But so if you were to enter a league and if you were able to make your own like logo, like your own team that you'd be able to put on your shirt, what would it look like?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh my god.
Stumped you there.
Yeah. So full disclosure. So I actually am I'm Canadian as well.
Okay.
So I have dual citizenship because of my mom.
Okay.
So both of my axes that I have got maple leaves and Canada
Okay.
stuff on it. So I don't know. Probably something with that.
Would you
Well,
combine the American and the Canadian flag in one?
That could be kind of cool, or
Or the New
something
Mexican
with
flag.
yeah, which is kind of what
That's
I
what I
have
was
on my
looking
big
at.
axe because I've got the Zia on the bottom and then the
That's pretty
maple
cool.
leaf. So
Okay.
yeah, it'd probably have to be
The
something
maple
with
leaf
that.
in the middle of the Zia, maybe.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, or my axe sheet
Or-
that I have, I've got the maple leaf with the Zia right
Or
in the
if
middle
you're
of it.
in the league, we sponsor you and you put some sort of our podcast logo on yourself as well.
A couch.
Oh, we could be the couches. The couch.
Couch
That'd be
with an
cool.
axe stuck to it.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be super dope. If you're into the league,
Stuck
hit
to
us
the
up.
couch.
That'd be super cool.
Or sticking to the couch.
We'll put as long as you promise.
That's all we really got.
There's just a microphone. Then you'll just put the axe in between the microphone.
There you go.
wonder if we can throw a microphone and stick it.
Let's find out.
I know how expensive mics can be. I don't want to do that.
Imagine ain't nothing but a thing. That's really cool though. I mean, do you want to be in a league at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
I would love to go to Toronto next year and
okay.
participate in the championship.
So how
even
often does the Toronto championships work?
every year.
Every year. What's
Yes.
So it's not every season the way you guys do it.
No,
Okay.
it's every year. So usually it is in the spring,
Mm-hmm.
like February. Well, actually winter, because it does happen usually in like early February.
Okay.
It obviously did not happen this year, and probably won't happen this year, just with the state of everything. It's not looking very good. That
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the Canadian border is going to open before the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. For all of us that missed out on it for this year, coming next year.
Do you think it's possible to have a competition like over the internet, like online, like maybe a Zoom where each state or
That's
each country
something
has
they've
their
actually
catch?
mentioned and kind of talked about a
Okay.
little bit. So
That would-
maybe that's a route that they'll end up taking sometime this fall.
That'd be
or
less
something,
nerve-wracking, I
but-
think, for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
probably. But you yourself, you feel like you've been better since the last time that you were in the league.
Oh
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, she's badass.
Oh, really? That's super dope. Okay, Heather, this is on camera. So if
Okay.
you get better, follow us and let us know if you make it to
If.
Canada.
He said
Because
if.
I'm saying it
Okay.
right now, and you're hearing me, and you're hearing me, and everybody listening, we would love to sponsor you at some point.
I would love that. That would be amazing.
That'd be super
Yes.
dope.
Thank you.
I would love to do that because that'd be so cool to see Heather on the TV and then also seeing our logo on there. That'd be really cool.
Heck yeah.
But more than anything, it'd be cool to see you win. And then she bounces. She's like, "I quit, Diana."
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
see ya.
She's like,
I got my 25 grand. Bye bye.
Deuces, I'm done. That'd be so cool, though.
It would be.
Yeah,
I
that'd
would
be
love
really
to
cool.
go, even if I don't make it very far, even if I only make it a couple rounds in.
It's still
it would
cool.
be the experience of a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
So-
amazing.
Plus
That's
you get
like
to go to Canada.
what?
Plus you just get to go to Canada.
Yeah, you get to go to Canada. Well, she's
It's a
from
pretty cool
Canada.
place. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get like top 4 so I could just go to Canada. I'll lose.
Wait, you got to practice.
Yeah,
Dude,
bro.
you gotta
My
practice.
mom is.
It's
practice.
possible.
Yeah.
I'll practice.
Anybody can do it. If you
Anybody
practice,
can.
even honestly, I think, like, no shame on you, but I think Devin can do it. Like the last winner, because he was hitting him dead on every time. Because I know Heather, you didn't get a chance to see the video. I'm assuming,
No.
but
Watch it. It's funny.
our friend that won, he was just hitting him and hitting him and hitting him, and it was like easy to him.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to struggle. He didn't even have to practice. Sometimes he would just sit and wait his turn, and then boom, and I had to go against him. So obviously I lost the first one. But I think
That's
mean,
funny.
Those are the most frustrating people to throw against because like you're not even trying.
he wasn't missing.
dude.
The
Like,
only
at least
fault,
make it look a little hard.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
The only fault he had was that he stepped over the line, and that was the only fault he had. And that's like the one time that I had a chance to come back, and I completely ruined it because I just kept hitting the outside, and I couldn't land him. I'm not going to stress it over again, but I know. But
Getting tense just thinking about it.
bro, I mean, it's just interesting because I didn't know how spread out this activity is, like how competitive it can be, and how, because I know I've seen it for sure on ESPN at some point, because I think I've
Yeah.
scrolled and I've
Yes.
seen that there's a competition like
Yes.
this going on. So it's just crazy that to think that you were one of the few first ones countrywide to do it, and now there's so many other states that did it. I don't want to say they like copied you, or they might have. I don't know how you think, but
I think they copied.
I know.
I think they copied us.
But it's
Cheaters.
so cool to see it just
TM
spread.
TM TM. Yeah.
I know. It's so cool just to see it spread, because I really, for a good while, I thought it was only here that they had something like that.
Well, I kind of copied too. You know, I was in Krakow, Poland.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it and I liked it, and we thought it was a good for Albuquerque to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Albuquerque we always tend to be on the back end of the new
Oh, yeah.
innovation, new stuff that's going on in the world.
I feel like we only do bad.
Yeah, and for Albuquerque to get the axe throwing going before big states like California, Texas, New York, we beat all those big states.
And it is spreading like wildfire now. Like
and now
the rate that axe rooms are opening and the countries that it's moving to, it's pretty insane. Yeah, how quickly it's spreading now.
So I got to go pro before they start doing like $1 million contracts.
You got to get in
There you
now
go.
on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, CJ, if you want to pan, excuse me, what was that? So, the cool thing that I love about this location is you have so much more than just axe throwing at this location. I'm assuming you have it at the other one as well. You have more to do over there as well.
no, we because of COVID, we had to reduce our space.
Okay.
We're down to only 4 lanes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So here, I know you have remind me what this is called again?
Curling.
Curling. I want to say shuffleboard all the time. I don't know why I
Well,
want to say
it
that.
is-
It basically
Is
is.
it? Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
It-
Come
it's
on,
very
man.
similar scoring wise.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So I know you have that. I know that you have even more on the other side, and I know you have one more activity here to do as well, right?
No, this is it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know at some point you had something.
We used to have
do.
football bowling.
Yes.
There you go.
But
That's
we
what I
don't have
thought
it
you had.
anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for special events.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know that
It's
you
so
have.
fun.
It looks so much fun, bro. Like I think maybe it's just because we're football guys, but like it looks so much fun. But another thing that you have now that we didn't get to experience in September, was you have your beer open now. Your beer and food.
We have a tap room. It's by Red Door.
Okay.
We partner up with Red Door Brewery, and so yeah, we do have a tap room and a kitchen available.
Okay. And what I know we didn't get to show it today, but what kind of options do you have food wise?
Food-wise, we have pizza, we have wings.
Really good new sliders. They're so
yeah,
good.
Little hamburgers,
Yeah.
little sliders, truffle fries,
I'm
chicken
coming to
tenders.
lunch.
But we're gonna
Little paninis.
yeah, we're gonna expand our
Okay.
menu as soon when the world opens up, which is in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, in
our,
July.
Our menu is gonna be expanded.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I came with Adriana. I came here and we were talking a little bit, but I was seeing the food pop out each time, and I was like, oh my god, this looks so good. I wish I could have, ate last time that we were doing this. And I was thinking about the whole time we were here, and that's when you got like really, really busy. The whole time I was like, I really want to order food.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get to because I forget his name.
Sip.
He was just busy up and down, up and down. I didn't want to interrupt anything. And then you were as well busy because you guys were popping off that day. So I was like, you know what? I'll try it another day. But it looked super good.
Yeah, have a cold beer and some wings.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
best. And axe throwing.
Do you ever get nervous someone getting too drunk and throwing axes?
Well, you're only here for an hour, and
Okay.
you have a 3 beer limit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The most you're here for is 2 hours.
Okay. Cool. Do you have any special events coming up, or do you have anything special for like Halloween or something like that?
We do have a 4th of July tournament coming up.
Oh.
Yeah. So Wednesday, June 30th, we are doing an open 4th of July tournament. buying is going to be $40. $20 just goes to the axe room to cover the cost of the materials. The other 20 goes towards a winner's pot to be divided amongst
That
first, second,
sounds
third.
so
So yeah, you do have to be minimum of 12, right? I always forget that part. So minimum 12 years old, and all skill levels. We're just hoping to have a good time. So that's on June 30th, Wednesday, June 30th. And then we do have the league starting up on the 21st for anyone interested in that. I never thought about a Halloween tournament, but that would be fun.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I was-
we always do a an ugly sweater tournament
Dope.
during the holidays.
That's
so,
awesome.
Which is a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this place during Halloween. But Halloween's like one of my favorite holidays too, so I like all the decorations. He
Yeah.
was just making a joke right now. Tony was saying, or looking at me, because I'm like, that sounds like really enticing. He's like, do you want to lose to a 12-year-old? I've gotten my ankles crossed by a 12-year-old before in
Well,
basketball.
it's just a
so-
fun tournament. It's going
Yeah.
to be open to everyone. You can, we're not going to follow the IATF rules and regulations.
Yeah.
It's just,
We go
it's,
just like its
Movers?
own separate one.
Yeah.
it's just a fun tournament.
Just fun. Yep.
Fun until you get made fun of by Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll never
Until
hear
you're
the end of
crying
it.
in the corner because
Yeah.
a 12-year-old beat
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
until I lock myself in the bathroom and you can't get me out.
Hey, it's okay.
I think that's it for me. I don't think I got anything else. I know we wanted to kind of show a little bit of what axe throwing looks like. So I know if everything's still okay, if we want to do at least one game or whatever is okay with you, then we'll work around you.
You want Heather and I to throw?
We can do that.
Or does
as
one of
well.
you want to play me?
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, the challenge.
Jake's pretty
the
good.
challenge is on.
Do you want to try it, Tony?
Yes, I think Tony needs to try it.
You're the one. You're the only one here that
Should
hasn't done it.
give it a try.
I'll give it.
This is the ultimate time to try with no one else here.
Yeah.
You can, if you want, you can try. I don't know if Diana wants to teach you separately, and you can just try it. But I would like to see Jake compete because I want to see
ass
if you're
kicked.
really top 15%. So I don't doubt it. I don't doubt. No, I wasn't watching. I wasn't watching. No, I got embarrassed last time. Yeah, I don't have that much confidence. I lost horribly last time. I was the first one out, and there was 8 to 10 people here. I didn't. It was random.
It is
They were
random,
like-
yeah.
they
It
were like,
builds,
"All right,
it
you
builds
go."
the tournament bracket,
Yeah.
and you just
It's go by
play
the
whoever
bracket.
it tells you to play.
I had such
yeah.
confidence because towards the end I was doing like decent, and then they were like, "Okay, you versus Devin," and he was the best one. And I was like, "Oh, I lose." There's the $200 right there. It's just floated away. I know. Do you have anything else?
But if you would have got him out first, then that would
have been the upset of the year.
bro, it'd have been amazing.
Upset of the year.
No.
No.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to end the audio version. So audio-wise, we'll finish. If you guys want to plug anything for audio-wise, because I know we're going to shoot the video. So video-wise, if you want to watch, we're going to do a little video of how it looks and show Heather's top 15 tire, or top
Thank you.
tire 15%. There you go. Is it tier?
Tier.
Did I say tire?
Tier.
Oh, my bad. I said tire.
Top tier.
On my cars.
I said tire.
On my cars now.
We
We're
knew
gonna
what
show
you
how many
meant,
tires
but
on the car.
it's
We
just
took
a
it
little
out.
disconnect.
I know. Her top tier. You know what I'm trying to say. Heather's going to show us her skill. But if you want to plug anything, Dinah or Heather, you're more than
No,
welcome
we're
to
good.
plug anything.
No.
All
Good,
good.
Come and
thank
throw.
you.
Come and throw.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come into ABQ Ax. You're open what times?
Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday and Thursday, 5 o'clock to 10. Friday, 3 to 10. Saturday, 12 to 10. Sundays, 12 to 7.
Alrighty. So that's going to be it for the audio wise, guys. Please go check out ABQ Ax. They're super fun. I've done it. Jake's done it. You're about to do it, Tony. CJ's done it. It's super fun. So if you ever want to have a fun time with your friends, coworkers, whatever you want to do, one thing I've seen people do that's super awesome is sometimes they put pictures on the target and then they do it. I remember coming in this one time and there was a picture of this girl who I think just got divorced or something, and she had put it on the bullseye and she was throwing it like to the bullseye, or she was trying to hit the picture of the guy. It was so funny. I could not stop laughing.
We do balloons filled with confetti for birthdays
Yes.
too.
Oh, I've seen you do
Yeah,
gender reveals and
uh-huh.
stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's super dope. But come
Bringing
check,
in pictures of my ex next.
come check it out if you want to let off some steam. Don't throw it too hard, but it's super fun. So please go check it out. ABQ Ax, you can find them on Instagram, Facebook, I think, as well, and wherever else you can find them. Other than that, everybody stay comfy, keep it comfy, and we'll catch you next time. Watch the video version if you want to see Heather totally destroy Jake.
Come through.
Okay, bye, guys. Alrighty, Jake, time to lose.
Hey man,